Welcome to the party, my friend. This is part 2 of my lovely Criterion collection. Today I hit page 80 on my script for my new film, Hush, Sweet Baby. I gotta say, it was difficult. I was a little burnt out. I'm still a little burnt out. I also had a lot of wine, so I'm a little, on the happy juice, as it were. But I wanted to, of course, make my daily vlog, and since I'm stuck at home, I figured I'd show you my collection. If you've missed part 1, I'm going to link it above. This is the second of what I've planned to be 3 parts of my Criterion collection. Today, we're going to be doing, I believe, 500, 600, 700, and 800. Tomorrow we'll do 900 and the thousands, and then we're going to do the Eclipse box sets, which are these guys right here. These kind of things right there. They're unnumbered, but they have lots of great little movies in here that we'll talk about tomorrow in part 3. Today, these are the real stars of the show. See, not these, but those are the real stars of the show in my complete Criterion collection, Volume 2. Okay, we're going to get to 500. By the way, speaking of my film, I just sent in my contract. I'm very excited. Things are moving forward. We're still waiting on the money people for sort of a handful of notes, and hopefully to get me approved as director. It'll be my 6th film, so I'm considering it to be a lock in terms of me being able to direct. We'll see how that happens. Keep watching the daily vlog, and as things develop, I will bring the news to you. Also, off topic, but sort of on topic, I mentioned this Hush Sweet Baby, the one I'm working on right now with my 6th film. I'm going to do a video, maybe after I'm done with my Criterion collections, sort of showcasing the films I've made. So I figure, since I'm talking about filmmaking and working on a new one, that I should show you what I've done in the past, for better or worse, and sort of show you what's out there if you're interested in watching it or not. It's up to you, my friend. I'll just tell you what's out there, and you take it from there. Okay, let's do it. 500s. 516, Stagecoach. This is a wonderful film. John Wayne, old classic Western. I mean, John Ford. It's got it all. 1939, that's what I was looking for. 1939, that is 516. Great film right here, 538, Paths of Glory. This is a Kubrick film with Kirk Douglas. Great movie, great war movie. There's an amazing tracking shot in a trench that'll just blow your mind. Fantastic movie. Another fantastic movie, 541. I mean, these are all good movies. I'm not going to, I own this, but it sucks. Everything I'm going to show you is good, so maybe I should stop saying that. Night of the Hunter. I don't know if you guys have seen this movie. This is a classic black and white thriller. Really unlike anything I've ever seen. And, a masterpiece. If you guys know the sort of the fist tattoo thing, the love and hate kind of thing, it comes from this movie, if you've ever seen that. 541, in culture. 543, the classic of modern times, Mr. Charles Chaplin. Fantastic movie, really great stunts in this. I mean, I don't know how he didn't die 100 times. Great movie. Here's a fantastic movie. I believe it's about reporters, right? Yeah, it's about reporters. 555. The Sweet Smell of Success. This is from 1957. Burt Lancaster, directed by Alexander McKendrick, who I don't know. I don't recognize that name. But The Sweet Smell of Success, it's just a wonderful film. Don't remember exactly the details. I know it's about gossip. It's kind of a gossip columnist thing and ruining people's careers. Really stellar movie. Here's another stellar movie. 562, Blow Up. Or Blowout, I should say. I'm sorry. Blowout. Blow Up is something else. I don't have that one. Blowout. Brian De Palma. John Travolta. Excellent thriller. Probably my favorite Brian De Palma movie, to be honest. Another Chaplin here. 565, The Great Dictator. Now, this is a very unique film. Of course, here he's parroting Hitler, of all people. So, it may rub people the wrong way a little bit, but it's a powerful film, and it's a powerful statement about indoctrination and how, personality can overcome people's, better natures. And the cover has a fun little thing here where it's Hitler and Chaplin, because of course the joke was that Chaplin and Hitler had the same mustache. Here's a fun little film noir, 568. Kiss Me Deadly. Kiss Me Deadly is the movie where the suitcase glows. Now, you remember in Pulp Fiction how what's-his-face had that glowing suitcase? Well, this is the movie that Tarantino was ripping off. I like Tarantino, but he rips off too much, in my opinion. 579, Phantom Carriage. I haven't opened this one, but I've seen this in theaters, and it is stellar. Sorry for the glare. Maybe that's a little better. Silent film. The year is 1921. Swedish film. Really powerful movie. Directed by Victor Sjöström. Well, his first name is Victor, so good job, Victor. Powerful movie. Really amazing visuals. You know what's interesting to me about black and white and silent movies in particular? They have found a way to do visuals that you don't see in movies nowadays. For example, here's another example of that kind of filmmaking, 584, Kuruneko. This is one of my favorite Japanese ghost stories, okay? The visuals in here, just like Phantom Carriage, are powerful, stunning. They don't make movies like this anymore. And it's a damn shame. This is a haunting ghost film. And I don't mean that as a pun. It's just, it stays with you. That's a classic movie. 100% recommended. I miss those kind of movies. That's why I kind of tend to go towards black and white. I'll blind buy anything silent black and white or Japanese black and white. I kind of will always blind buy that because I know I'm going to like the feel. And I don't normally blind buy. 586. This is, of course, The Island of Lost Souls, which is a take on The Island of Dr. Moreau. You know what they need to put on Criterion, of course? The Marlon Brando Dr. Moreau. That is a solid movie. You know who should put it out? Severin should put it out because they've got that documentary. Maybe they will one day. Who knows? 1932. Really fun, old-fashioned monster movie. It's one of my favorites. 3 Outlaw Samurai. 596. I should keep saying one of my favorites. They're all my favorites. 3 Outlaw Samurai. Really solid film. I can't give you specifics, to be honest. It sort of all runs together. 1964. 93 minutes. No specials, which is, unfortunate for Criterion. You get a new English subtitles and a booklet with an essay. But a little lacking there. But great movie. I mean, again, I just buy it for the movies anyway. Normally, I don't buy for features. And that was 596. 600s. 615. The Gold Rush. This is an early and, of course, classic Charles Chaplin film. Really great. Charlie I consider a very kindred spirit. I mean, this was a guy who, made a living playing a fool, and he decided to, capitalize on it, and he found the movies, and the movies found him, and history was made, and Charles Chaplin will live on forever. There's 2 versions here. There's a 1942 version and a 1925 version. Now, I think those are re-edits. Special edition, 1942, definitive edition. It has new music and narration. It's not a different actor in the role. It's the same movie. It's just tweaks have been made. Next. Probably one of the most recent ones I have in the collection. 627, The Game. Of course, David Fincher's The Game with Michael Douglas. This is a really interesting thriller. I remember watching this in theaters and not really knowing what was happening and being very stunned by that ending. What a surprise. What a wonderful surprise ending that movie delivered. 1997, about 2 hours. A little over 2 hours. Michael Douglas film. Great. Here's a classic. 630. Rosemary's Baby. Who doesn't like Rosemary's Baby? I mean, it's a classic movie. And you know what? It's one of those movies where when I think about it, I think about how, it's a good movie, but it's a little slow. And then I watch it, and then I realize this movie's not slow at all. This movie's actually jam-packed with plot. And there's never a dull moment, even though it feels like a dull movie, maybe in retrospect, or, just thinking about it, the day after. Oh, it felt kind of like a dull movie. But no, sir. This is a jam-packed movie. Now, here's a movie that gets a bad rap. I think it's because it went over budget, and, you know, they shot forever and ever and ever. It was one of those bad luck productions. But I happen to really enjoy this movie. I was really surprised by how good this was. 636, Heaven's Gate by Michael Cimino. Really interesting Western. It's long, too. I want to say it's 216 minutes. So what's that? That's like 3 hours and 40 minutes, something like that. Long movie. Who's in this? Chris Christopherson, right? Yeah, Chris Christopherson and Christopher Walken. It's got a good cast. It's a great Western. It's really odd. It's not your typical Western. It is a meanderer. I mean, it's super ass long. But I really enjoyed it. I actually, that was really a special movie. I gotta rewatch that, actually. 652. One of Mr. Chaplin's later films. Monsieur Verdot. He plays a guy named Verdot who is, well, funny enough, he plays a serial killer in this one. It's a talkie. He doesn't mimic. He does something at the end that sort of hints to the urchin character that we all love and, you know, appreciate so well. But Monsieur Verdot is sort of this French aristocrat, and he's also a lady killer. So it's a very interesting role for Chaplin to play. Fantastic movie. Here's one that I think I need to rewatch, because the first time it wasn't exactly the movie I thought I was going to get. 660, Things to Come. I just bought this in the sale. If you're watching along in order of the daily vlogs, then you probably saw me pick this one up. Things to Come. It's an interesting film based on H.G. Wells' book, directed by William Cameron Menzies. The year 1936, 97 minutes. It's not exactly the film I thought it was going to be. I was expecting it to be more about the future, and it really lingered on this post-apocalyptic, city in London and the survivors. And I don't know, there was something about it that didn't really speak to me like I thought it would, and I wanted it to speak to me. One of my favorite filmmakers of all time. This is Spine 662. I have as many of this guy's movies as I have of Chaplin's. And of course, I'm talking about Harold Lloyd. And this is his seminal film, Safety Last. Everyone, even if you haven't seen the movie, knows that. The clock, him hanging off the clock. I mean, they parodied that in Back to the Future. This is a wonderful movie. That sequence alone it's the last 20 minutes of the movie of him climbing this building. Frightening stuff. I actually listened to the commentary with, I believe it was Leonard Maltin. Was it Leonard Maltin? I want to say yes. I think it was Leonard Maltin. And they were talking about how they actually shot that. And he was high up. It wasn't a trick. I mean, this freaking dude almost died for us. And, well, it was much appreciated. I highly recommend you watch that movie. Now, here's one, you know, that I think I need to rewatch, because it was sort of like Things to Come. It didn't speak to me. I almost felt like it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, or at least as I remember. Because I remember watching this on TCM. You guys remember TCM back in the day? Is there still TCM? Because I don't even have cable. I'm sure there is. 676, I Married a Witch with the Gorgeous Veronica Lake, directed by Renee Claire, 1942. This was a movie that I really wanted to like, and I really wanted to love. I'll say that. I liked it, but you know, it wasn't as solid as I thought it was going to be, which is unfortunate. But I'm happy to have it, and I think I'll probably rewatch it. Now, this is one that I'm gonna break down for you, because this is a big doozy. Who remembers the Zatoichi box set when I did this back in the day? I'm gonna link it up above if you guys haven't seen that breakdown. I am doing the Zatoichi movies still for Master Chaos Theater. I'm just taking a break because I wanted to add some different films to the collection of reviews. I still have, oh my God, 21 films to go. There's 25 films right here. There's a Zatoichi collection. This is Spine 679. Let me show you a little bit about the things here. The movies are The Tale of Zatoichi, The Tale of Zatoichi Continues, and The New Tale of Zatoichi. Then you get Zatoichi the Fugitive, Zatoichi on the Road, Zatoichi and the Chest of Gold. Then you get Zatoichi's Flashing Sword, Fight Zatoichi, Fight, and Adventures of Zatoichi. Some of the titles aren't as creative, I get it. Zatoichi's Revenge, Zatoichi and the Doomed Man, Zatoichi and the Chess Expert. See that? Great covers, right? Beautiful book. A beautiful book in the here, of course, the Blu-rays right here. And then we get Zatoichi's Vengeance, Zatoichi's Pilgrimage, and Zatoichi's Cane Sword. And here, beautiful. Oh, I love this. This is my favorite release. This and Godzilla. And Godzilla's coming in part 3. Zatoichi the Outlaw, Zatoichi Challenged, and Zatoichi and the Fugitives. And then this red page here, you get Samaritan, Zatoichi meets Yojimbo, Zatoichi goes to the Fire Festival. Then Zatoichi meets the One-Armed Swordsman, Zatoichi at Large, and Zatoichi in Desperation. And lastly, Zatoichi's Conspiracy. And the supplements disc. You also get like a really lovely booklet in there. I broke it all down in the review video that I did, which has been linked. It's a massive release. $6.79. I'm so happy to have that. Big Zatoichi fan. $6.77. Amazing ghost story. Classic American ghost story. The Uninvited. This is from 1944, 99 minutes. And it stars Ray Milland and Ruth Hussey. Hussey? I guess how you pronounce it. Really atmospheric as ass movie right here. Last for the 600s. I don't have this open, which shocks me. I've seen this in theaters at least, well, gosh, maybe at least 3 times. And I realize I haven't seen it at home, or at least on this version anyway. City Lights, another Charlie Chaplin film. This one, I don't know if it was before Gold Rush or not, but this is a classic sort of love story film. It's really touching. It's a short one. It's really short. 86 minutes. Probably not his shortest one, but it's a short one. 1931, the same year. This is what's so weird because it's, as far as I know, yeah, it's silent. It's a silent film, but it's a silent film, but it was the same year that Dracula and Frankenstein came out for Universal. Interesting. City Lights, beautiful movie. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. I would say if you want to start Chaplin, City Lights and Gold Rush. If you enjoy those, oh man, then you're in for a blast. You have a lot more to catch up on. Incidentally, if you're new here, my friend, welcome. My name is Master Chaos, and I want to be your best YouTube friend. How do we do that? Easy. Subscribe today, and I'll see you tomorrow. You see, Master Chaos comes to you daily, sometimes twice daily. When I'm not working on a movie, I usually release about 2 videos a day, really depending on the schedule and the family situation and things going on. But you can always count on Physical Media Exercise, my daily vlog, to appear in your YouTube inbox every morning. If you're old here, welcome back. It's really nice to see you, and I really like how those pants fit around your hips. Let's go with the 7s, shall we? Another really powerful movie. Well, powerful is maybe a strong word, but 703. This is, of course, The Freshman, starring the amazing Harold Lloyd. Look at that. He looks like he's really good at football, huh? Really, really fun movie. It kind of captures the collegiate spirit, at least as it was interpreted in 1925. You know, the sort of like sis boom ba kind of era of the flapper era of college life, how they envision it. Really, really lovely film. 76 minutes too, very, very short. Here's a great one. Here's a great horror film, which shocked the shit out of me. It was on Criterion. 712, Scanners, another David Cronenberg classic. I mean, this is such a odd movie. You know, this is on Criterion. I really love that fact. This is, of course, the, is this the blue? No, yeah, this is the dual format, 1 Blu-ray, and it comes with 2 DVDs, of course, approved by Mr. David Cronenberg, I believe it was. Look at that cover. That's a cool cover. Really good film. If you haven't seen Scanners, by the way, watch Scanners. Also, the sequels are really damn good. Scream Factory had the sequels. I don't know if they're out of print or whatever. Scanners 2 and 3 are awesome. I really enjoyed it. That's a really good franchise. Beside the point. Let's get back to this. 725. Can't believe I haven't opened this yet, but of course I've seen this movie 1,000 times. Eraserhead. I should dig into this. 1977, 89 minutes. Really powerful movie. Did I say the number? 725. Then 727, The Innocents. This is I love ghost stories, and Criterion is full of ghost stories. The Innocents, directed by Jack Clayton. Great film, 1961, 100 minutes. You know what it is? I think this is the turn of the screw. I think this is a take on the turn of the screw. The film was co-written by Truman Capote. Look at that. Now, here's a great film. Well, they're all great, but you know what I mean. 7:56. Limelight. Mr. Charlie Chaplin. You know what this movie... This is a really powerful movie. I think this is his last film. I may be mistaken. This is a really powerful movie. This is a very different film. It's very late in life. You can see how old he is in that, even though that's a drawing. This is the story of a man who was a clown, like a vaudeville guy, and he sort of like fell out of favor and stepped out of the limelight, and then he finds his way back on the stage, and this is a drama. It's not a comedy. This is very much a melancholy, sad film. But it's about a performer who has to face his impending end and at the same time cherish his nostalgic career in the spotlight and maybe getting a chance to, step into the limelight one last time. Really wonderful, wonderful movie. Very different. I mean, you could see it as Charlie Chaplin, making sort of amends with his career, realizing he's not the prime of his game, and he realizes he's not the top performer anymore or whatever. But such a masterful movie, just wonderful. Did he direct this? Actually, I don't know if he did or not. But it's a great movie. It's a beautiful movie. Limelight. Cronenberg returns with 777, The Brood. This is a fucked up movie. If you guys have not seen The Brood, oh my god. What can I... okay. So The Brood, I don't want to give it away, but The Brood is about pregnant women, and it's about crazy babies. It's not like It's Alive. It's Alive is very different. The Brood is very much it's a body horror movie, which I guess It's Alive is as well, but, this sort of takes Cronenberg's body horror mystique and ramps it up. If you haven't seen it, it's a wild watch. Okay? We got a double, 790 and 791. I love these movies. Well, you can tell I love samurai movies in general, but here we go. The Lady Snowblood double feature. This has Lady Snowblood and Lady Snowblood 2, Love Song of Vengeance. Lady Snowblood is 1973, and Love Song of Vengeance is 1974. They were shot, I guess, back-to-back. Sort of like the Satoichi movies. I guess they weren't as successful as Satoichi. Because Lady Snowblood didn't get 25 friggin' movies, but that's fine. These are beautiful. Shot in gorgeous, sumptuous color. I mean, it's gorgeous. Just gorgeous to look at. And it's, kind of your typical revenge story, except it's this, is it Meiko Kaji? Yeah, Meiko Kaji is Lady Snowblood, and she's out for revenge. Really beautiful, really powerful. A lot of the stuff in this movie, Tarantino also stole for Kill Bill. Great movie, though. I suggest that. And then 795. This is a classic film, of course. Gilda. Rita Hayworth. Charles Vidor. It's a classic movie, and everybody knows that kind of sequence, when she, does her hair back or whatever. 1946, 110 minutes. This is sort of a, I guess what you would call a love triangle kind of movie. Black and white, sumptuously shot. Awesome movie. And that's it for the 700s. Okay, Cream Team, let's bring it home with the 800s. I'm ready if you are. 810. As a screenwriter, I know how difficult it is to lead a normal life. I know how stressful it is to make movies. This is In a Lonely Place, directed by Nicholas Ray. Starring, of course, Mr. Bogart, whose grave I wanted to show you, but unfortunately, I guess not unfortunately, it is a privacy matter. It was behind a private garden at the Forest Lawn Cemetery when I went to pay my respects to Jimmy Stewart and a few other celebrities. Mr. Bogart was there. You should see his Tombstone area. It's very small. You would miss it. I mean, it's this tiny. Just as Humphrey Bogart. There's no big deal. There's no like statues. There's no Maltese Falcon or anything. It's very small, which is surprising to me. Anyway, In a Lonely Place is about a screenwriter who, falls in love with a woman, and well, I'll say this: the first half of the movie is better than the second half of the movie. There's like a murder, and it gets kind of melodramatic. But the first half of the movie is perfect, and it's about a screenwriter who's kind of spiraling, and his career is not the best, and he's doing he's doing his best to live his life. And powerful movie, 1950. I'm shocked that they were making movies about how difficult Hollywood was in 1950. They're doing those movies now. Hollywood's being reflective. But 1950, that's crazy to me. Here is a masterpiece, 8:25, A Touch of Zen. This is an epic martial arts film. I want to say it's super long too. Yeah, 3 hours. Really good movie. Directed by, I want to get this right, King Hu. That's his name, King Hu. A Touch of Zen. Beautiful movie. Gorgeous colors too. It looks fantastic on Blu-ray. Here's a film I own already on Blu-ray, but I wanted to get this Criterion Edition upgrade. 838. 838? Yeah. Of course, Pan's Labyrinth. Everybody knows Pan's Labyrinth. The amazing Guillermo del Toro film. This is my favorite Guillermo del Toro film. I prefer this, to Shape of Water or, anything else he's made, honestly. I think this is his masterpiece. He should have won an Oscar for this. 8:47. I don't think the world was ready for it. But apparently the world's ready for fish sex. It's very strange. 8:47. The Asphalt Jungle. This is a John Huston production. It is a, noirish thriller. 1950. 112 minutes. Here's another fun kind of romantic comedy. 8:49. His Girl, Friday, of course, Cary Grant, Rosalind Russell, Howard Hawks film, so they talk fast over each other, that kind of style of delivering dialogue. I love a Howard Hawks film. You can tell it's a Howard Hawks film, and this is a really good example of a Howard Hawks film. Next, now this is, I guess it's a noir. Yeah, I guess it's a thriller. This is so good. This is a film not too many people know about. 880. At least I don't think they know about it. They Live by Night. This is a very powerful movie. It's a love story, kind of a Bonnie and Clyde type story, about two people that fall in love. Nicholas Ray directed it again. He did it In a Lonely Place. 1948, 95 minutes. They Live by Night. I highly recommend you watch this movie. And it's short, 95 minutes. This is one of the most powerful crime love stories I've ever seen. It's such a beautiful, simple movie too. I watched this with my wife, and we were just both blown away by how wonderful a movie that was. 885. Hitchcock makes an appearance in my collection. This is The Lodger, film by Hitchcock, based on a story called The London Fog. I don't know why they need to add that, because no one knows the story. At least I don't. 1927, 90 minutes. And I believe, I may be wrong. And you get another one in here. You get Downhill. It's another silent from 1927 that Hitchcock directed. So you get two movies for the price of one. There's still one spine number though, Lodger. That is, again, $8.85. Now, I like science fiction. Do you like science fiction? I'm pretty sure you do. Now here's a movie that's classified as science fiction. It is science fiction, but a lot of people sort of miss the point. This movie is very metaphorical. It's slow, too. It's long, but it's a very powerful movie. It's a movie I highly recommend you watch, but be prepared to watch it, because it's not a popcorn movie. It's not a, Saturday night pizza party movie. It's a movie for film lovers who want real meat with their cinema. I'm talking about Tarkovsky's Stalker. This is from, spine 888, lucky 888. Stalker, Tarkovsky. This guy, of course, master filmmaker. Stalker is hard to describe. I could read you in the back, but it doesn't make any sense. It wouldn't make any sense. It's 161 minutes, so just shy of 3 hours. I'll read you a little bit about the back, because I'm just interested to see if this wets your whistle. Andrei Tarkovsky's final Soviet feature is a metaphysical journey through an enigmatic post-apocalyptic landscape and a rarefied cinematic experience like no other. A hired guide, the Stalker, leads a writer and a professor into the heart of the Zone, the restricted site of a long-ago disaster, where the three men eventually zero in on The Room, a place rumored to fulfill one's most deeply held desires. It's adapted from a novel. If that sounded interesting to you, highly recommend you watch this movie. It's some really powerful visuals, and it's not really not too heady. It's not too, I wouldn't say it's too hoity-toity, or too, up its own ass. It's a great movie. Last one for today, $8.95, The Art Life. Now this is a very interesting documentary. It's very short, 88 minutes. It's from 2016. David Lynch, we know him as a filmmaker. He makes Eraserhead, Mulholland. I actually don't even have Mulholland Drive. I really like that movie. You know what they should put on Criterion? It's off topic. They should really put Lost Highway there, because that's a fantastic. I love Lost Highway. Anyway, The Art Life. This is a film about David Lynch's art life. I guess that makes sense, right? Not his filmmaking life, but his life as a painter. He's a mixed media, sort of like avant-garde, existentialist. What do you call it? Just abstract painter. He paints with oils and things, and then he adds pieces of wood and gunk and crazy. I mean, you've seen a David Lynch movie. You can imagine what a painting by him would look like. And that's sort of what it focuses on, him painting while he discusses his career early on as a painter, right before he discovered movies. Really fascinating, really interesting watch. I really enjoyed watching this very much. Very interesting film here. Very interesting kind of documentary for a filmmaker, about a filmmaker that's not really about filmmaking, but it's more about his persona and his thought process. Very interesting. I highly recommend Art Life. This is $8.95. Okay, my friend, that'll do it for part 2. I hope you enjoyed this look at my Criterion collection. Join me tomorrow for part 3, the final battle. We're going to do the 900s and the 1000s and the Eclipse series. There's a lot of films in that bunch, and we're going to have some fun looking through that. Well, I'm going to go take a break because I've been writing all day and I'm exhausted. And tomorrow, fingers crossed, I finish my script. I'm looking to hit about page 95, page 100. We'll see. We're right at the finale, so it's sort of like everything's sort of rushing to the point. It's the exciting part, but it's also always the sad part for me because the first draft is always the purest draft of a movie. So before it's given to anybody else to get their input, this is 100% my movie until I get input. But of course, that's part of the process. So I'm going to go relax, and I suggest you do the same. Remember, my friend, you are the pumpkin to my spice, and I wish you a very pleasant good day, good evening, or good night, wherever you are.